Hey everyone, I hope you're doing well. Thank you so much for joining me today. I have a baby shower that I'm going to in a few days, and I don't get to make baby shower cards very often, so I had fun with this. And it features some things that I've gotten in some hauls that I have videos to, or will soon have a video up for, especially the stamp here from Stampendous, and give you a little look at that. And I used some different things, some different layering. It has like a little mixed media feel, and I just thought it was really pretty and fitting for this baby shower. And I also got to use two of my new Stampin Up inks that are new for this year. So I'm going to go ahead and get started with this panel here first. I just have some watercolor paper. It's a Canson watercolor paper. You don't have to have anything real fancy, and you don't even really need to have, you could just use white cardstock if you want, but I liked the feel of the thickness on it. And I just cut one that is 5 by 4. And I'm stamped, as you can see, probably in 2 different inks here. So I'm going to use the Sweet Sugar Plum and the Peekaboo Peach, which are new. And what I did is I got in my Tuesday morning haul that you will either, depending on which video goes up first, see me get this for $2.99, this great stamp here that is the French word for baby, and it talks about caring for your baby, and it's just got this beautiful carriage, trolley, and buggy, I'm thinking of the word, and it's just a beautiful stamp, and it's Stampendous Stamps are such great quality, so that was quite a steal to get that for $2.99. It's like on Amazon for like $12 right now. So anyway, to get my two-tone look, I've got, open up my ink pads here. It doesn't really matter the order that you put it on, but for me I had the pinkish color, the Sweet Sugar Plum on the top, and then I had the bottom with the peach. So I'm just going to kind of stamp from the middle on up, just kind of making sure I'm getting that. And the stamp kind of has a distress feel about it, so I'm not too worried if it's on there perfectly, but whoops, get the bottom here. And a little overlappage is great. Doesn't matter. It's not going to hurt your stamp pad that much. So, alright, so let's see what we've got here. I'm just going to stamp this right in the middle, making sure we apply pressure to especially the middle parts. We tend to go on the outside with our hands, but look at that. You know, we want to make sure we get everything. Or a two-tone effect. I was a little too literal there in the middle, but anyway, you get the Sizzix Bigz die that I also got at Tuesday morning for quite a steal, and it is this frame vintage oval, and I cut this out of a cereal box or a Kleenex box, I think, that we had used up, so might as well use it, right? Recycling. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and color that with this Color Box Copper Pigment ink. So this is very sort of a sticky ink, and I'm just kind of, whoop, case in point, and I'm just kind of trying to color. The cardboard already has a brownish color, so I'm just really highlighting. It has a shimmer to it, which is really nice, and I don't even need to do all of it because not all of it's going to show. Also, from Spellbinders has this great little butterfly set, Le Papillon, I think is how you say that. And it comes with 4 different butterflies, and that is from the Shapeabilities line. And I die cut one of those already in some Nina Pearl. It's like a pearlescent sort of cardstock, but you could use whatever, because I'm just going to brush on some of this leftover leftover ink on my sponge, and I'm just going to kind of give it a wink and a nod here to the rest of the colors going on in the Stewart butterfly, sort of a smaller butterfly punch, and just some craft cardstock, just a scrap that I had, and I'm going to go ahead and punch that out. And it's just a little guy, and again I'm just going to kind of dab on some of that ink. Find the centers like that, and then thrust them through. And so you got them on your skewer there. And then we're going to just put a little brad straight through. You could use a mini brad, would be great here. This is the smallest one I had, so tore. I have to be careful here since this is thick. So I'm going to kind of tear bits away. If you have a distresser, you could do that. I have one. I just liked the bigger tear look for this particular project. Alright, and so we're left with this sort of jagged edged torn piece. There's I used to stamp it with, and I'm just going to kind of go around the edges. Some of that torn fiber is going to pick up that color pretty easily. We're not looking for perfection here, we're looking for aged. And then coming through with a peach, which looks really orange on the paper, by the way, which is fine with me. But, and this looks like a raspberry pink to me. It's like a neat thing there. So I'm just kind of trying to combine the colors that we have, and then kind of lightly over the top so it doesn't look so stark white in the middle. You could use any brown that you have. Here's some melted chocolate dilutions. This isn't what I used, but I can't find the one I used, so I'm just going to go with this. Just in a few spots, just to kind of give it a little something extra. And I'm going to pick that up with some paper towel. And then it leaves that sort of coffee stain drip look on there, just like so. On the Paper Studio at Hobby Lobby, this Country Road paper pack, 4x4.5 by 6.5, and I picked out, let's see if I can find it, I should have torn it out earlier. Look at all, well, you can see how pretty they are anyway. There they are, so I need 2 of those. One right now. I put one on the back because I got some ink on the back of my card, and I just put this right over the back so that it would look nice and clean. And since you don't see a lot of it here, I thought, why not? Alright, so what we're going to do is we have our paper, and you don't need to cut that at all. It's made to go onto these 5x7. We're making a 5x7 card, and so we'll see a little border here. So this is just short of those dimensions. And we have our thing we colored here. I'm just going to kind of place it, make sure everything's where I want it. Looks good. I'm going to use some score tape because this is stronger cardboard and things. I need something that's really going to be a good adhesive. So I'm just going to rip off. So once you go down with this, because it is so strong, you kind of need to know where you're sticking it. So you're not going to be able to pull it up and move it. So I'll put that there and put this here, and then I'm just going to come down on top of that. Okay. Now our butterfly is just going to kind of go in here. I didn't want to cover up the words. So again, I'm going to use my paper piercer here and kind of map out a spot. Oh, look what I did. You probably noticed that earlier, right? Like, why did she do that? Okay. You kind of turn it how you like it. There. And I simply ran around the edge of this lightly with my little Tim Holtz distresser. It's very thin paper, so you just have to be mindful of that. I'm just giving, I wanted it to match the distress watercolor paper. You could also use scissors to do this. Okay, if you don't have that distresser, and that is it. It's just a matter now of taking a piece of cream cardstock, is what I used, and cut it to 10 by 7, and then you score it 5 inches, and then you simply fold, and then you adhere this card panel on to it like that. And that's all there is to it. And I thought it was a fun little, you could certainly stamp on in the inside too, but I thought it was a fun little baby card. I love that carriage, and I love the inks and everything. It's picking up bits of this paper in the background, or use whatever paper you have that matches roughly, or use different inks and colors altogether. It's your card. Alright guys, go ahead and give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel to help support what I'm doing here, and thank you so much for that. Thank you to those who've already subscribed. That is a big help. And leave comments and questions below, and thank you so much and have a great day.